Hello everybody and welcome to the beautiful Valencia MotoGP circuit. But we're not here for MotoGP, oh no. Today we are here to test one of the most eagerly anticipated motorcycles of recent memory, not just of 2018. We're here to test the brand new Ducati Panigale V4S.
Crafted in a wind tunnel with over 4 years of development, this machine represents a new approach by Italy's most famous motorcycle manufacturer. The twin-cylinder superbike is now a thing of the past, and the star of the show is the Ducati Panigale V4S's 1103cc Desmo Zedici Stradale motor, which packs a claimed 212 horsepower from the crank from its V4 configuration, which gets bumped to a staggering 226 horsepower when fitted with the full titanium Akrapovic exhaust. Inside the V4 sits the first variable intake system fitted to a production Ducati, a reworked and lightened Desmo valve train, and pistons sliding up and down 81mm bore, the exact same as Dovi's bike in MotoGP. And like Dovi's bike, the Panigale V4 uses a counter-rotating crankshaft which helps first offset the gyroscopic effect of the wheels and enables better handling and agility, as well as helping keep the front end down under hard acceleration and the rear planted under braking. But it's all about the grunt with that V4, of which there is an awful lot.
That V4, it's a monster. It's just a beast of a thing. Like, you got to look at this thing in two ways. Like, the motor, it's 1100. It's not a 1000cc engine. So therefore, is it technically still under a superbike rules? No, it's not. But the experience that you get out of it is just, it's visceral. It's got so much power, and that's the thing, like from 5,000 RPM, it does have a bit of a softer power delivery, but once you get to past 7, hang on, man, it just lights up, and it goes from 7 till 12,000 RPM or so. It just murders through the rev range. But it doesn't come in like a big hit when it does come in. Like it's a really tractable engine, got plenty of really good low down torque, but once the thing spins up, man, just gotta hang on, that's it. And you start smacking through those gears on that Ducati quick shifter, up and down quick shifter as you would expect. But yeah, the engine itself, it sounds fantastic. And the amazing thing is that it doesn't sound like a V4. It's not that gruff, like, tough sound that you get out of the Aprilia, for example. I mean, those that have long memories and remember stuff like the RC45 and RC30 Honda, it doesn't sound like that either. It's almost kind of in between. The twin pulse firing order that you get now with your V4, I mean, it's effectively like a gigantic V-twin or two V-twins. It does give it a different exhaust note and a different feel as well. Very, very nice sort of response, but yeah, you can't get away from the fact that this thing is fast. Like, it's stupid fast. I mean, particularly on MotoGP circuit of Valencia, it's that front straight is not very long, so it just flies through it. So the engine's great, but it's also married to one hell of a chassis.
The new V4 gets Ducati's first ever front frame chassis, which is an evolution of the monocoque design first seen in MotoGP and later the first generation Panigale. The engine is still a structural member of the chassis, but the thick and beefy front frame allows the Ducati engineers to vary torsional and lateral rigidity separately to make the bike handle the road surfaces with better stability. The V4S gets the latest iteration of the Olin Smart EC2 electronic suspension, operating the NIX 30 fork and the TTX 36 shock, and allows for dynamic mode with the ECU changing the parameters on the fly while you ride, and a fixed mode where you can alter the compression and rebound as you would normally do on a conventional suspension setup.
One of the good things about the chassis too is that when you're going into corners, I mean, it matches up with those Brembo Stylema calipers, the new Brembo Stylema calipers. You can trail brake that thing right up to the corner apex. You can get a bit obnoxious with it, to be honest. I mean, it's not going to stop you from crashing, but it has such a beautiful rate of turn, and it's so stable too. Like you can slam on the brakes, real hard, pull yourself into the corner, and it just does it for you. It's really confidence-inspiring kind of design. And it's certainly, I mean, when those that have ridden like the 1299 Panigale, for example, I mean, you've ever seen someone like Chaz Davies ride that bike. I mean, that boy has to ride those things hard This thing is way more confidence inspiring, and it's going to be much easier for the average guy or girl to be able to get good level of performance out of it. And a lot of, I mean, the chassis brilliant, the engine's fantastic, but it works really well with the electronics. I mean, look, there's a lot to get through with the electronics.
Electronics permeate every being of the Panigale V4S. The bike runs the 6-axis Bosch inertial measurement unit, which measures the Panigale's roll, yaw and pitch angles and sends signals to the ECU to keep everything online and out of the weeds. At a glance, you've got the new cornering ABS Evo system, Ducati traction control Evo, Ducati slide control taken from the Superleggera, Ducati wheelie control, Ducati quick shifter, engine brake control, and of course the Ducati electronic suspension via the Olin Smart EC 2.0 system. And it's all accessed through a brilliant new 5-inch TFT display that's worlds away from Ducatis of old. It's easy to use and importantly easy to read at speed, and it's another highlight in this magnificent machine.
The main thing is, like, particularly the traction control and the wheelie control is really good, and the engine brake control also is very good. I played around a fair bit more with the engine brake control than the traction control. In the last session I ended up putting the traction down to level 1, the slide control to level 1, and yeah, just had a bit of fun really. But once you pull the electronics back and you give the bike, let it have its head more, let it eat more, you have a better connection to the bike. But the bike is that good, the electronics and the chassis are that good, that even if you have the thing set at level 2 or 3 traction control and just a little bit more of a safety net, if you didn't know that the bike couldn't do any more than that, then you'd be happy with that anyway. Like, you'd just be like, oh, that's great. And then, well, hang on a minute, there's all this other stuff too. I mean, then you get guys like Alessandro Valio, who was one of the testers with the main tester with his bike, and he just switches everything off and just, but his riding level is up here and I'm down here. So the electronics are very confidence inspiring, and they're married to this great dash and real easy to use as well. I mean, those that have read a lot of the stuff that I've written, I should say, and put online, I'm a big thing about dashes. I'm really obsessed with them, and Ducati's getting these things better and better, and they're good. And it has to be better, but it has to be better too, because you've got so much information in there, like so many different systems, all interlinked and all working together and all doing their own thing. But if you don't get easy access and immediate access to it, particularly when you're going around a circuit, then it's going to go up pretty quickly. So they've really sorted that thing out. They've done an exceptional job there.
As for the bits below the fork, the V4S gets Brembo's latest in the Stylema monoblock 4-piston front brake calipers that are claimed 70 grams lighter than the previous generation M50s and clamped down on 330mm discs. The wheels are light and forged aluminum numbers from Marchesini, and Pirelli has come to the party with a brand new Supercorsa SP rear tyre that's slightly taller in profile, measuring 200 by 60/17 to the 1299's 255/17.
The grip is outstanding. I mean, they work so well around the racetrack that I don't even know that you're going to get even stretch the limits at all on the straight. Like, they've just got such an amazing feel. They turn direction, they change direction beautifully, they brake really well. Awesome tyres. I mean, again, on a Grand Prix circuit, we didn't use race spec tyres today. We only used production tyres that you guys are going to get when you guys go and buy these things. So, yeah, Pirelli's done an exceptional job as well. But look, to summarise, I mean, I could go on and on about this, and I probably already have. But look, to summarise, I mean, this thing it's awesome. If I got to live with it for a couple of weeks, I'd probably notice a few things that would maybe get on my nerves a little bit, like you do with every bike, the more time you spend with it. But for a track test today, and that's all this was, it was a track test, it's pretty cool, man. I'm walking away from this with a big smile. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. I sure as hell had a lot of fun making it. And go and if you get the chance, take one of these things for a spin, man. You won't be disappointed.